Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Prey, the latest film in the Predator film series. Now, ever since the original Predator came out, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers, and several other big name action heroes, there have been several films that have tried to recapture the tension, the fear, and the overall awesomeness of the original biggest game of Alien, Big Game Hunter. But all of them have failed in some way or another, with the one directed by Shane Black in 2018 probably being the worst of the bunch. So I was extremely skeptical when Prey's trailer first came out. But I can safely say that this is probably the best Predator film since the original. And Dan Trachtenberg might actually have a really good career on his hands, as if he didn't already prove that with 10 Cloverfield Lane. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story follows a Comanche girl named Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, and she has to prove to her tribe that she's an exceptional hunter when it's at a time when women weren't allowed to be hunters, and when she's already proven herself to not be as strong as most of the other natives that are around there. But when she does notice the alien predator landing nearby and killing off the wildlife, she realizes that she can't outmuscle the being, but she has to outsmart it. So she, along with her brother and her dog, have to survive the predator, French, some French trappers, and nature itself, as the predator searches for its next big game to hunt. So, since this is a prequel to the original Predator, we happen to see a lot of things that happen in this film that lead up to all other films in the series. For example, there's this pistol with the date 1715 on it, and anyone who's seen Predator 2 knows exactly why that pistol is significant. On top of getting the story behind that, it keeps things back to basics, which is what I really love about this film. It doesn't try to overcomplicate things with way too many side characters, way too many things in the modern day that could easily take down a predator, and it doesn't try to use dialogue that tries to be way too witty for its own good. It keeps these things simple and straightforward, and Naru ends up as a very fun heroine in this film because of that. She has to use her mind, her wits, and her ingenuity to survive not only men who are several times who are much bigger and stronger than her and who have better weapons, but also the predator, as she has to find out its targeting system, and she has to figure out how to take down something that's not only bigger and stronger than her, but has technology that's several centuries past her own. That's what I like about the predator. He's always the big game hunter, and everyone else around him is a total underdog. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day. So Naru is even more vulnerable than he was, especially considering the time period. On top of that, I appreciate that the visual effects were mostly kept to a minimum. There's obviously some use for some of the Predator's weapons, and of course it's camouflage, but the Predator himself looks really good on screen, especially when he goes for his various gory kills. And Dan Trachtenberg's direction, surprisingly, shifts well into action when it needs to, but it also knows when to keep things silent and calm to build tension, and when it comes to building Naru as a character. Plus, at only about 90 minutes, the film stays around just as long as it needs to and delivers an ending that has a fun callback to the original while also genuinely being a fun, intense game of survival. I'm as surprised as you are that this film is so good. And honestly, it's surprisingly one of the better films of the year. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. More of this, please. More of this, 20th Century Studios. See you next time.